Alright everyone, so you've seen Ayaka do her thing. It takes roughly about 4 minutes, but that's also due to the fact that the Spiral Abyss has got some invulnerability frames, wind-up times, it's got an interesting little buff mechanic, so all of these things give or take. But what's the cool thing about solo no damage runs is not actually the damage that's being done by your character, but it is what is your strategy? How do you play the character? And for me, solo no damage runs with characters like Tartaglia, Kaching, Ayaka, these are the real fun ones to watch, as opposed to someone like Ganyu, which can just sit at the back of a map and pretend to dodge one or two things. It's way more fun to see a character actually engage with the enemy and actively try and dodge their things. And that's when, if you look at these types of runs, don't be sort of put off by the fact that these characters are C6R5. Look at what they're doing, what the technique is behind each of the actions. How do the people play with it? Because these runs are typically back to back and not like per floor, you do get a very, very good sense of what the person has had to do. So for instance, you did floor 1 pretty quickly, but now on floor 2 you need to build up energy. So how does this person manage building up energy, etc., etc. The other thing that people forget about solo no damage runs is you are also at the mercy of your character in a certain sense. So Ayaka is very dependent on her burst. So hence, if you try to do these runs, you're going to sacrifice on your crit rate, your crit damage, because you've got to build energy recharge. That's quite an important consideration. Whereas with other characters, for instance, if you like use Ganyu, well, the bulk of her power is in her charge attack, and hence you can actually stack way more attacks and so on, which does give her a bit of an unfair advantage. That said, I do think sort of the melee play style with Tartaglia and Kaching as well is way more exciting to watch. The last thing I want to say is Shen has absolutely surprised me as well as a battery, and the fact that she reduces the clock about by 1 minute and 20 with Ayaka, and it absolutely shows you how powerful this character is, and the fact that she can get her buff and the ability to buff Ayaka. She can get all that utility on the field very quickly. It's not like with Ana mode that you sort of have to swirl and there's like a bit of setup time, and I think people underestimate the time wasted on the setup, and that's what's absolutely amazing about Shenhe. I actually really like her. But yeah, guys, with all that said, I hope you've enjoyed this sort of solo node damage run. There's going to be more like it in the future, of course, and it's going to be I'll mostly use Ayaka, and then if it's quite fun, then we can put in Shenhe into a mix. But yeah, with all that said, have a great day and see you guys again. Cheers.